when there's always some kind of drama, like I'm not in that circus, or like I'm not your circus. Like I just need to take a step back. But I mean, we're human. We make mistakes. We'll go do things that we're not supposed to, and we need to learn from the mistakes. So we go back, and sometimes you just gotta go back to leave again, whatever that situation is. I'm like, I don't care if I poop Pete. Like, I just want to try. Like, who can? I mean, the amount of times people can laugh at me, I'm just gonna throw Ananda under the bus. He can't read Thai. I would look at him, and he would look at me.
One can't speak, one can't read.
The director's like, ปวดหัวมาก
First of all, thank you for coming.
Awesome. I love being here already.
I have seen you around from place to place, and but I've never really had we've never really sat down and spoken. But like,
but you used to go to my gym apparently.
Yeah, I went to your gym. I saw your picture, and everyone's like, "Yeah, เป็นยิมของพี่ Ase Wang นะ อะไร
The good old days. The good old days.
So before we get into like, I did my homework and I did like a mini background check just to like come up with questions. So I guess like this podcast is, if anything, is probably about learning from our guests, and probably like trying to dig down a little deeper into their values and how their mindset is about life, and what the things that they've seen, and how do they overcome that, and the lessons that they've learned. That's the kind of direction, but let's just see how this conversation goes.
It could go all over the place right now.
It could go all over the place. That's a beauty of a podcast. So I have like a couple this and that quick fire questions just to get to know you a little bit more.
All right.
So are you a morning person or are you a night owl?
Since I had a child, I would say I'm definitely more of a morning person now. Okay. But I do still like to stay up late and like watch TV and watch TV, and I'm still both. Like I tend to, depends on my mood. I can do both.
What is your go-to comfort food?
Oh God. Pizza. Junk food. Like I know that there might be an image of like this healthy living life and stuff, but I do admit that I have days when I'm just like, I fall off the wagon and I'm like, pizza, potato chips are my thing.
What is a word that you like to use?
One word?
Like maybe that you overuse it, or
I mean, other than swear words, which I probably should not be dropping here.
Yeah, you can.
I mean, let's not. But yeah, I think you get what I mean. I use all right a lot. Like, all right. And it's crazy because sometimes like my YouTube team would play it back for me, and I'm like, God damn it! Like I need to stop with the all right. Like, stop it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. When you watch yourself, there's certain words that you just like, oh yeah, okay, I really gotta stop with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So mine is all right.
What was your first job that you ever had? How old were you? Like any first work experience?
Any first work experience?
Yeah.
I used to work as a table seater at Chili's restaurant in Singapore.
Okay.
Chili's restaurant was like a franchise, and it was like a Mexican restaurant, and I would just serve like wait people to their tables.
Okay.
And that was something that, my parents were like, well, you're not just gonna goof off all summer, like you need to do something. So I was like, I'm gonna work at Chili's.
Okay.
Man, that was hard.
Okay. How old were you?
I think I was like 14.
Okay.
Or 15, like around there.
Today, what would you call your happy place?
Home.
Okay.
I'm a homebody.
Okay.
Like I love being home. It takes a lot for me to go out.
Was that always the case?
No, definitely not.
I was gonna say like, like did the whole like having a family like completely change a lot of things in the way you live your life?
I think it started before I had a family too, because I grew up really fast. I started the entertainment industry when I was really young. I am definitely one of those kids that like been out there, I've done it all, tried it all. I was a hot mess when I was a teenager. And I literally grew up so fast. I mean, I left home when I was 16 or 17. And I grew up really fast, so I went out a lot. And then literally when I got to the age where people started going out, I was like, I'm over it, guys. I'm so bored.
Yeah.
That being said, I can still go out and have like a night out.
Yeah.
But I'd probably start at like 4 p.m. and end by like 8 p.m.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I think that's also kind of a pro, like you mentioned, like Aaron was here. If you have like an international background, okay, the cons is that you kind of go out and you kind of party quite early, but the pros to that is that you kind of get over it fast too. And you know, like in university, everyone is just starting and you're like kind of like
Well, I never went to university, so I never got that university life and dorm life, which I kind of wish that I had experienced. But I mean, I went another route. But I do kind of have PTSD a little bit on like how crazy I was as a child. But it also shaped me now to know better, to not, you know, go down that slippery slope, especially in the entertainment industry. But yeah, now I have like PTSD, and now I'm like, oh, is it an international school thing? Should I send my daughter to international school?
Could you maybe define what PTSD means? PTSD is post trauma
something syndrome. Something we
but
need to
like
look this up.
When you have something that
PTSD. I don't know the logic term, but it's like something that in a way horrifies you from your past, maybe, or that sits with you that you just feel very like unhappy about, you know. So it's like people use that in the term of like I got PTSD from how I used to be as a teenager, probably because I was doing a lot of like bad things, and now I have PTSD because I don't want my daughter to be like that. So I guess it's like a past experience that doesn't really leave your thoughts or memories.
Where's the place that you have traveled? Because you've lived in countries, you speak a lot of languages, which is one of the things that like we should maybe talk a little bit deeper about. But you've been probably to many places around the world. Where is one place that you would say is your favorite place apart from where you're living now, Thailand?
Singapore, because that's home. I think people still, for some reason, people think I'm half Thai, which I'm totally grateful for, because I'm like, oh, I've managed to actually maybe in a way give out that sense that I might be half Thai, but I'm actually born and bred in Singapore, and that's home for me. So it always feels good to go back home. I mean, every place that I've lived, which has been Hong Kong, Singapore, Thailand, US, I've somewhat managed to find a home and loved living there, and I've been lucky enough to work there. So I've been lucky that way.
What is one superpower you wish you had?
Superpower I wish I had. Maybe to be invisible.
Okay.
So I could maybe just get the answers to my lingering questions a lot and like eavesdrop on things and be like, I don't know, like just sit in on meetings where they're talking about me and just be like, what's going on here?
What is something that makes you laugh all the time?
Probably my daughter and my friends, like especially I think my friends, because I don't have very serious friends. Like my friends are like talok mak, like they're kind of crazy. So we literally have no boundaries when it comes to sitting with each other and talking. We could literally just talk about anything, and I sometimes I just laugh till like I want to piss my pants because it's like so funny.
Do you have like a quote that you kind of live your life around or anything like that?
I have so many.
Okay, can you please share some?
I mean,
I love quotes. I really love quotes.
But I mean, they're just like one of the things that I'm always like, can I swear here?
Yeah.
Like, shit could be worse. That's like one thing where I'm like, shit could be worse.
Yeah.
But at that moment, I'm just like, shit can't be worse. But I'm like, you know what? It totally could be worse. That's one that I'm like constantly repeating. Another one is, I'm not your circus. So it's like, you know, when there's always some kind of drama, like I'm not in that circus, or like I'm not your circus. Like I just need to take a step back. Those are the two that I constantly keep, you know, rolling around in my head.
I like that one. I'm not your circus. Is that like saying like...
It's like boundaries, you know?
Right.
And I feel like the older you get, the more boundaries you have, because the less tolerance you have for bullshit, you know, less tolerance you have for that. It's like, I wake up every morning and I want to wake up with a purpose, and And I only just learned this, by the way. This is not something that I just woke up one day and I'm like, I need, you know, like from years ago. I literally woke up one day and I was like, I need some boundaries. And it started with, you know, my mom getting sick. And then I was like, wait, there's so much stuff in life right now that you have to deal with. And when you grow up, adulting is hard. Like nobody tells you how hard it is to be an adult. Like we never really talk about it that much. We can talk about being a teenager is difficult, or like, you know, certain parts of life being difficult, but just adulting in life is just so difficult. So I literally woke up one day and said, I need to set boundaries. Like things that don't involve me, I am not going to go stick my head in that business and go, oh, what's happening, you know? I just have to set boundaries. And also, you know, in life, you will meet toxic people, you will meet really good people. I also found that when you get older, your friend circle gets smaller too, you know, because you have less time in your day. And you learn that sometimes you don't fall out with people because they're bad. It's just you've gone two different directions in life, but we're still friends. But you know, you're here and I'm here, but we're still friends. So it was just boundaries of like how I want to, you know, spend my time.
I really understand what you're saying. I mean, here's your coffee, by the way.
Oh yeah, my coffee that's like melting.
Is this yours?
Yes, that's mine too. It's like water and coffee. It's like old people stuff here. Coffee and water, you know?
Not at all. Yeah, so but I'm really interested. Like I just want to add on to what you were saying. Like, but you said now you have boundaries and you kind of probably found a little bit more peace because you have those boundaries. But a lot of the reason that made you come to the point where you gotta put boundaries is also because of yourself putting yourself in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Right.
Is that something?
I mean, also because sometimes we really just have to fall deep to just kind of wake up and just be like, now I've had enough. And this is like something, this is also maybe one of my motives in life is maybe you haven't had enough. And I always say that with like, you know, if a girlfriend is going through a breakup and she keeps going back to the guy and I'm like, oh, you went back to him again? And she's like, yes. And I'm like, it's okay. It's fine. You just haven't had enough. Like you just maybe need to go back one last time to leave. Or maybe you need to go back 2 times to leave. Like you just haven't had enough. So I figured out that like, if I do these things and I keep putting myself in these situations, I obviously haven't had enough. So I've gone back into that for a reason. And then I will reach a breaking point, which everyone will at some point. I don't know if you have a meltdown or you wake up one day and you're like, I'm not going to talk about it anymore. You have a limit. And then from that limit, that's when I think things change. So clearly you haven't had enough. But I mean, we're human. We make mistakes. We'll go do things that we're not supposed to. And we need to learn from the mistakes. So we go back and you know, sometimes you just gotta go back to leave again, whatever that situation is.
Okay, so just going back to your background a little bit. So your name, Ase, is actually pronounced Osa. Is that right?
Oh yeah, this is like the one thing I grew up. This is the one thing I grew up struggling with, and that is the pronunciation of my name. It's a Swedish name. So my mom is Swedish. So the right way to pronounce it, which people can't unless you're Swedish, would be Ase.
Ase.
Ase. And because it has a dot on the A, it's like an accent. You know how French people still have a So I have an accent on my A, like a dot, which is O. So it's Ase. But you know, it's like everywhere I've lived in my life, people have different ways of pronouncing it. And in Thailand,
what have you got?
Well, okay, in Thailand, Thai people have such long names. It's like Yao Mak. And then for them, they couldn't understand that my name was just Ase. They're like, huh? They're like, is that your nickname? I'm like, no, that's like my name. And I'm like, what's your full name? And I'm like, my full name is Ase Wang, because I'm Chinese, right? And they were like, Ase Wang. So it's like when they call my name, they call my full name. They would be like, P Ase Wang or Ase Wang, you know. And I'd be like, they're calling me by my full name. And I think it's because my name is so short. So in Thailand, it's Osa, right? In Singapore, it would be Asa.
Okay.
In Hong Kong, it would be like Asa.
Okay.
Asa.
เติมไม่โทนิดนึง
In the US, it'd be Asa.
Asa.
So there's so many
So
different
the-
pronunciations.
Like your friends that speak English to you will call you Asa.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Thai people would say
Mhm.
Osa.
Okay. And you've been in Thailand for 19 years now.
Mhm.
You speak 4 languages: Swedish, Chinese, Thai, and English. Which is your number one most fluent?
Swedish.
Okay, really?
Yes.
Okay.
I've never lived in Sweden, but my mom never spoke English to me. She made it a point to only speak Swedish.
Oh, right. Okay.
And till this day, my mom will not speak English to me unless I'm a little bit like confused with stuff. She might speak English to me, but it's just this thing that I've had with my mom that she just doesn't speak English. So I learned Swedish. But the crazy thing is I can't read or write Swedish.
Okay.
I mean, I could read because I can speak a bit, but it's just very slow. And the same goes for all the other languages too.
Yeah.
Chinese, it's like I can speak, but I'm not that, like I can't read or write.
Okay.
My speaking is, it's okay. Enough to talk to my family.
Okay.
You know, my Thai, it's like I can speak, but I can't read or write. So it's like I don't know if it's fair to say that I know 4 languages because I don't think I know them 100%, but I get around.
So there's no particular language in these 4 languages that you can read, write, and speak.
English. But even
is the
English
most,
I struggle with because,
Do you?
well, I'm dyslexic.
Okay.
Like highly dyslexic.
Right. Yeah. Which is something that like I was gonna ask you, but now that you mention it, thank you, because I was just thinking, how can you ask a question without being like too you know?
No,
but
it is what it is.
it is what it is. And you discovered that when you were 11 years old.
Yeah, or I could have been younger because I think I had problems in school prior to that.
Okay.
And I didn't even discover it. I think it was my teacher that did. And then they spoke to my parents. And then I would literally get pulled out of class. I think it was an hour a day, or it could have been a few hours a week. I can't remember. And I would sit with a teacher like this, like one-on-one. I remember her name was Mrs. Hunter. And she would like flip pictures for me and then put them down quickly and then quickly ask me, what do you see? And I was like, oh my God, am I crazy or what? Like, what's happening to me right now? Like, or she would like put numbers like this and then quickly put them down and like show like, what numbers did you see? And I struggled. Like, I really struggled. I struggled with numbers. I struggled.
Sorry, so if she had a 6 on the thing and then she put it down, you couldn't be able to say that it was a 6?
I think it would be more than 6. Like, she would maybe put 2, 3, 5, like 3, and then she'd be like, quickly repeat the numbers, and I'd say like 5, 3, 2. Like I couldn't, it just wasn't registering maybe as fast as it would be, and it still happens today.
Okay.
Like the amount of times I've gone to the wrong address, I put in the wrong bank account, which is like, you know, it's like I struggle. Reading has always been an issue for me.
Okay.
Like I can read, yes. Yeah. Like I should probably be reading more books. But I would have like PTSD basically because I would get asked to stand up in class and read like a chapter from the BFG or something, Big Friendly Giant. And I would be like I would be stuttering and it wouldn't flow. It would be like, today the giant went to see, and I'm like, why am I reading like this? Like, why is it not?
You hear yourself, but at the same time, you're not understanding why you're speaking at this speed, kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that I sounded not right. Like it wasn't flowing. Like I knew I struggled. So it was kind of good to understand maybe why. And I still struggle with it today. I mean, even with scripts, I constantly ask production, don't send me the script like a day before shooting. Right. Please. Like, I mean, I understand I got to work around everyone else's schedule too. So there are times when I've been thrown a script like less than 24 hours. And then I really have to like switch my phone off. Nobody talk to me. I really just need to just let this process. So I guess it taught me to work harder maybe than most people. And I used to be really embarrassed about it. And now I'm just like, it is what it is. I mean, my husband sometimes is like, what are you trying to write? Because like, I might write like a caption on Instagram and he's like, Asa, you're spinning. Your caption's all over the place. And I'm like, okay, chat GPT like fix that for me because I'm like I can't. So it happens, you know, and then I have some really good days when I'm like, yeah, I'm like this is good.
Okay.
And then some days where I'm like it's not registering.
So some days it just flows and some days it just doesn't.
Yeah. And I've just learned to accept it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
I mean, a lot of people have it. I think Bill Clinton has it. When
we were at school, it was a very normal thing for people to have. Like there's many kinds of what's the most polite word?
Reading disorder, or I don't know.
Like you would have people that, you know, like when we had exams, they would get like extra minutes because some of them couldn't do math, some of them couldn't read and write at the right speed and stuff like that. And you mentioned just you also have problem with numbers in your everyday life, like bank accounts. You ever like give the wrong bank account to someone? Well,
I've written the wrong one down, but I haven't successfully transferred the wrong amount to the wrong account yet, which I'm like hoping will never happen. But I literally have to recheck a bank account like 5 times before I like, you know, send it off. It just takes a bit long. Like how kids need extra time on their test. I might need some extra time if you're asking me to read a document or like a contract or something. I'm like,
okay, all right. And you came into Thailand and okay, but first of all, in Singapore, where did you go to high school in Singapore?
UWC.
Oh, you did?
Do you know UWC?
Yeah, we used to play football with them all the time.
Oh, you used to go to Singapore and play football?
No, I at BPS we used to have like CSAC tournaments, BISAC tournaments.
Okay.
UWC, Tanglin were the two
Tanglin.
main.
Yeah.
They're the different schools, right?
Different schools. Yeah.
Those two were the two that we used to play. And my dad actually worked at Shangri-La for many years
in Singapore. Oh wow!
Right by Orchard Road. So I was flying there and forth for many years. So quite familiar. Haven't been there since though.
Right.
But how was life in Singapore for you?
Life. I mean, I love Singapore. But that's because I'm from Singapore. When you meet people, like what was your impression of Singapore? If I ask you,
if like thinking back, I remember that as a child, I remember thinking it was very strict.
You see, that's ways. Like everyone's like you're gonna go to jail.
but obviously that's not completely the case. But even little things like bubble gum is banned there.
Yes.
Right.
You're the only person I know that says bubble gum.
Chewing gum.
I haven't heard bubble gum in like forever.
What?
Chewing gum or like gum. I haven't heard bubble gum. It was not like a brand.
Yeah. Was it? I don't know.
I think so. Well, I mean, I wouldn't know because I grew up in Singapore where like gum was like
bubble gum is bubble where you blow bubbles with your gum.
Bubble gum. That's amazing. I haven't heard that in so long. Anyway, but it is banned in Singapore. It still is banned. Okay. So everyone has that impression, right? That like Singapore is a strict country, and it is. But if there's anything I speak for maybe most Singaporeans is that Singapore has very little problems. I mean, we have problems, but we don't have that many problems. And I just have a feeling that it's because as much as we want to preach about freedom of speech and it can be frustrating sometimes, I think it's also good because as Singaporeans, we respect our government and we've been, maybe it's because we've been brought up like that, but we respect them because we have very little problems in Singapore.
Right.
And whether that is because we have rules that we have to follow or we go to jail, maybe so, but it works for us because we have very little problems. It's very clean and green and, you know, like we have good air. Some people say it's boring.
Yeah.
I feel like it's changed a lot. Like it's definitely not as boring maybe as what people used to think it is. Like there's so much to do now, but it's just really freaking expensive. Oh my God. Like it's so expensive now. That's like the only thing I feel like die, you know, like it's a bit expensive.
Okay. And then you moved to Thailand 19 years ago and you couldn't really speak Thai at the time.
No, I couldn't speak at all.
So how was but you've been here 19 years now.
I think almost 19 years.
So how have you come from you went to high school in Singapore, you came into a country where you couldn't speak the language and then you like there's not many people that have worked in the industry for this long and have been able to, you know, been this long without having the language as their first language from the beginning.
Or not Thai. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, it was never in my plan to come to Thailand.
Okay.
It was never part of my story, I think. And I was working in Hong Kong at the time, and I was happy working there. And I had actually signed with Jackie Chan's management company at the time.
Okay.
So Jackie Chan used to have a management company called the JC Group.
Right.
And I was part of their management company. And one day, I remember my manager got a call and said, hey, we want to put us on the cover of FHM magazine in Thailand. And my management was like, okay, but like nobody knows who she is in Thailand. And they're like, no, we want to buy the cover that she shot in Singapore and reuse it in Thailand.
Oh, okay.
So I guess they did that. And then soon after that, it was followed up with another call to my management saying, Asa's won an award for the sexiest Asian of, I don't know what it was, like 2005 or something back in the day.
How old were you at that time?
I was, oh God, how old was I? Maybe early 20s.
Okay.
And my management was like, is this a joke? Like, she's not even Thai. And like, what kind of award would she win? Because like things are done very differently in Thailand than they are in Hong Kong. So I came with my manager and we got the award. And the FHM people at the time, I think they Siam Dara, Siam Mangte, they owned like which ended up being my boss for like 17 years. They called my management and said, we think Asa should think about moving to Thailand. And I was like, to do what? Like, I don't even speak Thai. Like, what am I gonna do?
You had no family, no nothing.
I didn't know any. Okay, I knew like 2 or 3 people.
Okay.
And I was like, move. Like, okay, why don't we take it one step at a time? Like, what are the plans? And they said, well, we want to put you in a movie. And so then my management in Hong Kong said, okay, well, let's see how this movie turns out. So they put me in a Thai movie, and I had one word in this movie, which in Chinese we call it hua ping, which is when you put like a decent looking girl in a movie and she just has one word to say. And in Chinese it's called hua ping. Yeah, it means flower vase.
Okay.
And it means, it's like a term that they use in the entertainment industry in China and Hong Kong. Hua ping. It's like, oh, you're a hua ping. It means you look decent on the outside, but there's nothing inside because you're just saying one word. I mean, it's horrible. I mean, it's a horrible way of putting things.
Right.
But it's like the slang. And my manager, hua ping. Hua is flower. You know.
It's an insult.
I mean, it's a commonly used word. I don't know if it's an insult. It's more like a joke. Like, oh, you're the hua ping. You know. It's like you do the but like ข้างในไม่มีอะไร like there's nothing inside. I mean, whatever. So my manager was like, but you're gonna be the hua ping. And I was like, oh man, I don't want to be the hua ping. And then I was like, okay, well, you know what? Beggars can't be choosers. You know, at the end of it, no, but it's true. Nobody knew me in Thailand. Nobody knows who I am.
Okay, fair enough.
Am I gonna walk into the Thai entertainment industry and be like, hi, I'm Wang Hui Min, which is my Chinese name, and like I'm going to play the main role in a Thai movie and not speak Thai. I understood that. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna be the hua ping, and I'm gonna go in this time and say one word. And I did. And it was the movie Swai Lak Sai, which was like my first movie. It was a horror movie. It wasn't great, but it got me my start. And that's how I ended up in Thailand. And then from there, it just flowed. And then, you know, it was just one word in the movie. And then after, 19 years now, I've just learned from like, you know, being on set and talking to people, because people on set don't speak English. And they would just keep talking to me in Thai. And sometimes I wouldn't know what they're saying, but I would just listen. And I spent a good, maybe, I don't know, 10 years listening. I keep my mouth shut and I'd just be absorbing. And then one day I'm like, I'm going to try to talk. And I poop it all the time. Like I would get things wrong all the time.
But your accent is like, so, but you don't have like, ไม่เหมือนแบบ foreign pool.
ฝรั่ง
you know? No.
Just sometimes depends on my mood too, you know.
Have you done like I'm sorry, but have you done like an interview full in Thai?
No, but I've done like half. Like, you know, like I would always break a bit in English and stuff like that. But when I get put on the spot and they're like, speak Thai, then I'm like, but then when people leave me alone, I'm like, you know, so it's like, I just have to take the pressure off. And I think only, again, recently or in the last few years, I'm like, I don't care if I poop pit. Like, I just want to try. Like, who can? I mean, the amount of times people can laugh at me, and even when I did other movies in Thai, like I did a movie with Ananda, which is crazy because I'm just gonna throw Ananda under the bus. He can't read Thai, and he can't write Thai. So when we both got our scripts, I would look at him, and he would look at me.
One can't speak, one can't read.
The director's like, you know, and I would be like, Ananda. I'm like, dude, what is this? And he's just like, I can phonetically spell it out for you, but I just like, and I'm like, okay, you do you, I'm gonna do me. So me and Ananda would be phonetically writing out our scripts. Meanwhile, because Sunny was in the movie, he's fine, but he would take the piss out of us so much. And like, I got to the point where I'm like, I didn't care anymore because I was like, never mind. And it's just about being comfortable with working with people. And I had one director, his name is Pipi. He put me in almost all his movies. And each movie he put me in, he would challenge me more and more. And I would get into the biggest fights with him sometimes because I'm like, I can't do this. It's too much. It's too much Thai. I don't feel good. I don't feel like I can do it. He's like, you can do it. And he's like, I don't care if you have to run the whole tape and do it 15 times and you put pit, you're gonna fucking do this. And I was like, fuck. And I was like, and I'd literally do that. Some days I'd be like, they're like, no, ไม่ได้ like roll again. And I'd be like saying my line and they're like, nope, ไม่ชัด. And I'm like, oh man, like, and I just have to go and do it. So I got forced, which is great.
You've been put on the spot to actually have to use the language.
Yeah, I mean, I had meltdowns sometimes too, but I you know, I'm still not 100%, but I feel like I'm a lot better.
Right. And so I feel that like the society in Thailand is slowly becoming an English speaking society. Like for example, like Singapore, like even as young, they were pretty much fluent in English usually, right?
In Singlish. English, but yeah.
But like the norm, like you could go to a department store and you can order stuff in English and you can have a conversation, which I feel that Thailand is going in that direction. Do you think that Thailand will be an English speaking country
I
eventually?
think so, because look at all the tourism, you know, and it's Thailand gets majority of their money from tourism, right? So I guess they're also put in a situation, maybe almost like me, where it's like you're kind of forced to learn. And I think the moral of, you know, learning a language is just not to be scared to put pit, you know, say the wrong thing, the wrong tone. Like you just have to throw yourself under the bus and just not get over yourself and just be like, I just need to try. Which I feel like Thai people are doing. Like they are trying, you know. I find it like Thai people can read English, you know, like they're still.
But speaking is more like a confident thing, right? A confidence thing.
I think confidence comes with time,
right?
You know, and just being okay with, would you rather go to bed knowing you tried versus not trying? You know, everyone works at their own pace, but I do feel like Thai people are generally pretty happy people, and you know, Thai people have good humor. Like I feel like they're like talok. They have slapstick comedy too, you know. So they are at a culture where they can laugh about themselves. You know, like versus maybe another culture like Singaporeans are very strict. So they might be a little bit more reserved as to like, oh, I don't want to say the wrong thing. I feel like Thai people are a bit more like, ไม่เป็นไร สบาย จะพูดผิดไม่เป็นไร you know. So that kind of, I think they're at an advantage like that. Yeah.
And then what do you think would be a benefit for someone who is like trying to speak English? Like why would you need to speak English? What doors could that open for them?
I think it is knowing what opportunities come with it. It's the same thing with me, right? Like I got so many more opportunities just trying to learn the language. And I guess with business wise, I mean, if you speak English, it's going to open up so much doors for you in every single way. And also for yourself too, right? Like, cause you feel good knowing that you've tried a new language. Thailand, especially because everything is about tourism, you know, and we're becoming international. Like every country now, it's kind of interlinking, and, you know, just the same with like how everybody now wants to learn Chinese. You know, it's whether it's English or Chinese, people now are having to learn new languages.
And like just a classic example, I always try to tell like young people that I meet or anyone like that learning English does exactly what you say. It opens up so many doors. Like for example, you go onto Google. If you're typing Thai into Google, you're limited to
Thai
content that is in Thai. But if you're type it in English, it'll take you to all these countries around the world. You know, so if you're trying to like learn about something and it's in Thai, it would only be based on research that is in Thailand.
Right.
So if you get a more global perspective, you can learn from how it's done in this country, how it's done in that culture, and it just really opens up things, and as you said, opportunities to learn to.
Well, I feel young Thai people too now are listening to more English content.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure. Yeah.
I get a lot of comments on my YouTube channel that are like, "Oh, I learned English. Like I'm learning English from your channel," and I'm like, "That's great. At least people are learning stuff." You know. Whether they're openly doing it, I believe that they might secretly be doing it. They're always listening. And it's opened up, you know, it's a must.
Yeah, it is.
Just like how it was a must for me to also learn Thai here. Being open to learning different languages and also like, you know, to be able to travel too, maybe, you know, and for me, travel gave me experiences to learn different languages, and whether it's Thai people learning English, it's not being scared to be able to talk or saying the wrong thing,
right?
Because that's how you learn. I studied Thai just for a little bit, but I really learned it from like speaking to people and going to work. And you know, sometimes I would probably learn like maybe the most useless things, but they ended up like, I remember when I was working, I would be constantly surrounded by you know, transvestites. So like at one point I think I started speaking Thai like Kathoy, you know, like slangs and stuff. And my and like my boyfriend at the time was like, "No, Asa, don't say that." And I was like, "Oh, I think I need to be like a little bit like careful on like what I'm picking up here." But just allowing myself to absorb from everything was like my thing. Yeah.
Okay. And so now you've been here for so long. Now you're a mom. What is your parenting style? Like, what is something you hope your daughter becomes? Like, what are you focused on?
A doctor and a lawyer and has lots of money. No. My parenting style, I think it's changed over the years. I mean, she's only 4, but like when she was first born, it was, and she is my firstborn, and she will be my lastborn because I'm one and done.
Okay.
I'll ask you this in a few years too if you're one and done. But I'm the only child, and my husband is the only child. So when we first had Kaya, I was very by the book. You know, like, don't get cow at this time, go on this time. This, I was very, very on time. And then I realized that, okay, this is like, I'm driving myself crazy. So now I've learned to relax a little bit, but I'm still very scheduled. So my friends like to make fun of me because I'm still that parent that's like, my daughter needs to take a nap like at this time and she cannot sleep more than 15 minutes nap because then she doesn't sleep at night. Like I'm
going to be up all night.
Yes. And I'm like, because I'm a selfish parent, you know, and I think about myself too. I'm like, if my daughter doesn't sleep, then I don't sleep either. So I'm trying to integrate her lifestyle into mine, where it's just like, well, she needs to sleep at night, so do the parents, so we try to work that out. Some parents just wing it, which is, you know what, that's great. I would love to be that parent, Alex. Like I want to be that parent where I'm just like, it's fine, but I'm not, you know. I've accepted that I'm that parent where I'm like, I'm very scheduled, I love a schedule. I believe in sleep training, which I spoke to Aaron about. And I basically hypnotized Aaron to like, you need to sleep train your child because your life will be so amazing. So now she's sleep training.
Okay, so sleep training is like basically you put you sleep on your bed and then you train your baby to be able to sleep on their own. Is that correct?
Well, sleep training comes in like many forms. Like you can sleep train your child still sleeping in your room, but on their own crib, but it's basically independent sleeping.
Okay. And what are the benefits of sleep training to...
You sleep through the night.
Okay.
And it's
you
just
both
like...
get to sleep. Yeah.
You both get to sleep, but at the beginning, it's a little bit horrific because your baby could be crying, and you will go in and you soothe them for like maybe a minute, and then you never pick them up, and then you leave the room, and then they'll probably start crying again, and then you add on another minute, so you let them cry for 2 minutes, and then eventually they get so tired that they just sleep, and you gotta basically commit to that all the way, because I mean sometimes it takes 5 days. Kaya took I think 4 days. Some kids take like a week, and their parents give up because they're just like ไม่ไหว or like สงสาร or they feel bad. I was very mercenary. I'm like, child, you're gonna sleep because mom and dad are gonna sleep too. So I pulled through. So I'm very scheduled. I'm very like sleep training. Kaya loves a schedule as well, but I wouldn't say I'm the most flexible mom, and my friends would probably agree with me too because they're a little bit more wing it, but that's just how I am, and that works. But I love a schedule.
Right. Do you because you said like traveling around the world has really opened up, like are you gonna be like a parent to try to take her to different cultures
and
different countries, try to promote like her to travel?
1,000%. Okay. I mean, Kaya in itself, she's born in Thailand. My husband is American born Chinese from New York. I am half Chinese and half Swedish.
So what
so I mean, like, what is she?
Yeah,
she's Singaporean.
Okay, passport, Singaporean passport.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank God she was born a girl, because if she was a guy, she would have to go to the army, right? Because Singaporeans, you got to do army for 2 years. So thank God she was a girl.
Okay.
That I almost picked the sex with that one for IVF. I was almost like, we need a girl. But anyway, fate landed and it was a girl. So she's a bit of everything. She's like a quarter Swedish. She's mainly Chinese. She's born in Thailand. So already there, she's a mix of everything, and she's already speaking some Thai. Like if like her nanny speaks to her in Thai, so and she fully understands.
Okay.
She goes to Chinese school, so she understands Chinese as well. So I mean, she's Swedish. I'm a bit lacking in that department with her, but she's already starting to get bilingual. So like I want her to experience not everything, but I want her to experience as many cultures as possible.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And is there
she thinks she's Thai though, which is the funniest thing, because I will tell her, I'm like, you're Singaporean. She goes, no, I'm Thai. And I'm like, no, Kaya, you need to go to school and say you're Singaporean. She goes, no, mom, I'm Thai. So I'm just like, all right, we'll ease her into it that you might not be Thai, baby.
And is there something that you tried and still, because you're like a super like a working woman, like you did your business, like now you're doing your own podcast, by the way, Chong YouTube,
yes.
Ase Wang,
please.
You have I got this, you have a podcast,
yes,
you have a lifestyle content,
yes,
you have food content.
No, I don't have food. No. I have property. God, talk about research. Like, okay, no, I do. It's so crazy. So I do property.
Okay.
Because I have such passion for
I watched
property.
it. Yeah.
And I have been fortunate enough to be able to invest in property that I rent out.
Okay.
Which is I'm not an interior designer.
Okay.
I'm not an architect, but I just love design. So it started off as a joke with my YouTube channel where I was like, I just want to go and see like really expensive houses that nobody really can afford and just tour it. And I told my YouTube team, like, let's just hit up some developers and see if they're interested. And the keyword is, we'll do it for free. And they're like, for free? And my team was like, are you sure you want to do it for free? I said, well, again, I have that motto of like, well, you got to eat shit to get somewhere. Like, you can't expect a seat at the table if you haven't paid your dues, right? So I was like, we're going to do it for free. And we did it for free for a while until people were like calling my YouTube channel saying, how much does she charge? And then we were like, all right, now we got the ball rolling. So that ended up being, a passion of mine that actually turned into something that, you know, we could make a business out of. So now we go and review these ridiculously expensive properties because I have a passion. So that's what I do on YouTube, along with like, you know, the vlogs and the podcast, which I'm only on like my 3rd episode. So yeah.
Okay. And I forgot where I was going with that.
My career, Alex. My career, okay?
You're a working woman, and you do a lot of projects. Like, would you say that discipline and what are the skill sets that you really hope that your daughter as a parent would achieve in this? Like, have you thought about that as a parent? Like,
yeah, I mean, I can only hope that she would turn out a certain way, but you never know. Like, I just, you know, the one, maybe not so much about work yet, but because we haven't come to that, but just how she is as a person to instill as my daughter. Look, she's fortunate. She goes to an international school. Yeah. Like, we are fortunate. I went to an international school. So did my husband. I never want to see her spoiled. But we will only spoil her when it comes to love. The only thing I will ever spoil my daughter with is love. And everything else, meaning like when we're at home, when she's done eating, I don't want the nanny taking your plate and putting it in the sink. You do that yourself. So we try to instill these things in her that, like, just because you have a nanny doesn't mean that the nanny's going to sit here and feed you, or that the nanny's going to clean up she has to clean up her toys. Every time she eats, she has to put her plate in the sink herself, and she has to say thank you to the nanny for cooking the food. Every time she gets out the car, she has to say thank you to the driver, you know, and you treat them like how you treat everyone else. And that's something that we're very focused on with her, is just knowing that we don't want any hierarchy in the house. That's not, I mean, every house for their own, but in our house, like, we say thank you to the nanny when she cooks the food. I try to instill as much of that as possible.
That's really cool, because I'm very into, like, I work a lot with kids, and I do like now I get to talk to a lot of parentings and just slowly.
Oh, so I did teach English to monks.
Oh, yes.
Which is crazy because I'm dyslexic, right? But, like, you see what I mean? Like, you can still do things, you know, to samanins.
Yeah, like how do you what is your take on trying to, like, do good for the world? You know, like, that is one thing that you've done, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's also going back to my daughter on how we try to teach my daughter that there's no hierarchy, and, like, you say thank you to the nanny, you put your I was brought up that way, where I was brought up with, you treat everyone with respect. You don't look down at anybody. You know, just be grateful. And I think that's always been instilled in me from my parents. My dad taught me to work hard because, you know, he's typical Chinese dad where, you know, it's like, you got to work hard. And then you have my mom, which is Swedish, which is a little bit more, you know, relaxed, free and easy, that European vibe. We try to teach my daughter as much as we've learned ourselves. And going back to, like, teaching English to these samanins, it literally came to me at a point where I was feeling like I hit rock bottom, where it was like, you know, everyone gets to a point in their life where they're just like, I dated the wrong guy. Where's my career going? Am I going to stay here? Should I go back to Singapore? And I was just not in a good place. Like, I felt lost. But I had so many good things too, but I just didn't feel content. And a friend of mine was like, should we go to a temple and teach English? And I was like, yes. And so we started going every Mondays, and we were teaching these samanins, like, basic English, which is probably why I could teach English, because it was basic, you know, but we were just teaching them, you know, just basic English. And I would do that every Monday. And that was so fulfilling. It was from, I think, 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. every day. And also just learning about, you know, how they live and their culture and everything. It was just an amazing experience, which I feel like more people should do. Like, I feel like there's a lot of stuff to do in Thailand where you can, like, give back within your own limit, you know, whether it's like an hour a day or even an hour a month or whatever it is. Like, there's so much you can do. Singapore, not so much, because the truth is, in Singapore, everyone's fine.
Right.
you know, like they're fine. Here I feel like there's just so much you could do here.
Areas to help.
Yeah.
Right? And once you help, like what is that return to you feel?
I just felt completely content, and I literally, you just feel like I feel at the end of the day you just want to be a good person. And like saying you want to be a good person versus feeling you're a good person is two different things, right? So for me, I was actually starting to feel like I feel like a good person and I feel a purpose. And the craziest thing about me going and doing this was that as soon as I started to dedicate time and attention to just very uncircus-like things, you know, like nitpicking all the small things in life and just focusing on these kids that some of them don't have parents, some of them are orphans there.
Right.
Just focusing on that from 9 to 4 p.m. My brain was only focused on these kids, and I was like, there's something so fulfilling, and I literally went home and I felt like a good person.
Right.
Like I felt like I was doing something amazing. And this was, I wasn't getting paid. This is all, you know, this is
from
all just from and there's just something so fulfilling about that. It's very easy to say you want to do things, but then committing to it is one thing.
Yeah,
and so this is one of the things that I felt that I really committed to 100%. Yeah. And I feel like that is what, this is my own thought about this, is there's so many daras here or influential people in Thailand. I kind of wish you could see more of them doing that. Like I truly wish there were more celebrities. I mean, I know there are, and there's great, but I feel like there should be so many more. But, you know,
like I think that like a lot of people, like actors, actresses, or celebrities or whatever, they're a lot more influential than they think. You know what I mean? Like they could actually do a lot more than they think. Like I don't blame them because they're still, you know, but like once you get to a certain point, then you could actually do so well and use your fame that you have got from society to,
because it has to mean something at the end of the day, right? Like do you, and I said this too in like one of my interviews a long time ago, I'm like, the day you die, do you want to die with knowing that you had, I don't know, X amount of Instagram followers? Does that mean something to you, or does it mean more to you? Do you want to die knowing that you've helped people? Like for me, it's I want to die knowing that I've tried to help, you know, and it's priorities at the end. And by the way, it's like for each of their own. Some people would prefer maybe to be like that, you know, but for me, I just felt like there has to be a purpose for having Instagram followers or whatever it is, or YouTube channel. There's to be a purpose, and that is to help people or for people to walk away with something, you know? So I just feel like Thailand, there's so many opportunities to do that. And it would be great to see more celebrities or influential people just talk about that more instead of, you know, other things. Yeah.
I understand. Yeah.
You get what I mean, Alex?
I really do. I really do. I really enjoyed today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was a very honest conversation. Like, that was really, really lovely. I think we got a lot of good quotes and a lot of good learnings today, and
I think what you do is really good, you know, speaking English, and I'm sure people learn so much more, you know, from your channel. I watch your channel. So
thank you. Really? Thank you.
Yeah,
thank
I do.
You, thank
I do.
You, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we can like maybe get like a English speaking community going on, like for somehow.
We should, you know.
Like if you need like a co-host one day,
that would be awesome. You know, I would love. Maybe I should try interviewing you. Yeah. We should talk about your career and your stuff.
Would love to.
We should do that, so I can dig into your life too.
I would love to. I would love to come over and be a guest if. Yeah, but it sounds ตลกอ่ะเหมือนชวนตัวเองไปรายการอ่ะ มีแขกมาทีไรชวนตัวเองไปรายการเขาตลอดเลย Thank you, Ase Wang. Super inspirational. I wish you the best of luck. I know speaking to you today, I learned a lot. I hope everyone listening or watching learned a lot, and from parenting, from values, from having the confidence to improve yourself, and the lessons that you've learned, and super honest, super no filter, which I think is like,
I think just don't be scared to พูดผิดทำผิด whatever
thank you นะครับผมฝากติดตามช่องทางของพี่โอซาแวงด้วยนะครับผมทั้ง YouTube เดี๋ยวเราขึ้นให้ปึ๊บแล้วก็มีInstagram มี you have any jobs or anything in particular you want to share
just my YouTube channel and my podcast right now and yeah that's about it
okay best of luck thank you so much for turning up today thank you แล้วเจอกันใหม่ EP หน้าครับผมขอบคุณครับ
ขอบคุณค่ะดีค่ะ